Good afternoon. Thursday, we made it. And just in case you didn't know or you've forgotten, it is inset day tomorrow, so there's no work tomorrow. Just for a moment there, I wasn't sure what day it was myself. So today's Thursday and there's no school tomorrow. This Tuesday was Safe Internet Day, and we have sent out already some materials on how to be safe online, with both some interesting activities for students to do and some sensible advice for parents as well. So we will be adding those links and that information again to the end of the electronic version of this newsletter. Whilst we're talking about being on screen, we are of course spending a lot more time on screen these days, and we do have to look after not just our mental well-being but our physical body as well. We have to look after our eyes and of course our posture and all of the things related to that. So there are people who work in offices who are used to spending this amount of time looking at a computer screen, and there are lots of ways to help and support you if you're spending a lot of time sitting at a computer. But Beacon House, one of our therapeutic services in the area, have produced some really useful posters on how to look after yourself while sitting at a computer. So we've attached these posters to this newsletter. It's really good because there's some really useful tips about taking a break from the screen, even if it's just looking away and giving your eyes a break and letting them refocus before coming back to the computer. So do take some time to have a look at those posters, they're really helpful. Okay, so Student Wellbeing Ambassador Programme. We know how important it is to look after each other, and we're very good at doing that at King's Academy Ringmer. If you didn't know, we have a great team of people called Oasis who look after the mental well-being of our students, and our senior students run that with the help of Mrs. Peters. This involves one-to-one face-to-face mentoring or small group work, which of course we can't do while we're in lockdown or if we're in bubbles, because we can't have our year 10s and 11s mentoring the 7s and 8s because they would be breaking the bubble. But what we are going to do is we're going to train up 35 students in school to be online wellbeing mentors, and we've got some funds to do that. So if you think you would be interested in becoming an online mental wellbeing mentor, you just need to click on the form below in this newsletter and sign up, and then Mrs. Peters will be in touch to tell you what we're going to do next and how we can train you up to be a wellbeing mentor. What a great idea. I think personally it's the best thing we'd be doing at the moment. Year 11s and parents. At this time of year we would usually be sending out your latest assessment tracker, which we would be sharing with you your current grades and your forecast grades. Of course at the moment that is extremely difficult because we do not know how we are going to be asked to assess you. So we're not going to be sending out any tracker information this term. What we will do is we will wait until we know exactly how we're going to assess you, and then we will be in touch about how we're going to gather that assessment information and then make some predictions about how we think your performance is going at the moment. So don't panic that you're not receiving anything. We just want to send you the right information, and we don't want to contradict later what we send out now. You may have seen our new music series, Yet Another Number One. This was started by Mrs. Urquhart, who talked about her own love of music with her cello, and we now have issue number 2. Number 2 guest is Chris Simmons, who is the head of guitar at East Sussex Music and is one of our guitar teachers here at King's Academy Ringmer. It's a great video all about 90s music, and there's a lot of some serious guitar work going on, so do have a look at that. So much fun, and we hope to be sending out many more of these. We're trying to squeeze some celebrities in. We've got so many members of staff who want to get involved, but keep an eye open for episode 2. It's really good. So I have a half-term activity for you. I hope you've noticed that we haven't been asking you to do much independent learning at the moment. I think you're all working hard enough online as it is without extra homework, if you like. But there is a half-term activity which we would like you to engage in, because there are some things that you just cannot do online with cameras and microphones off. One of those things is oracy. Now, oracy is the ability to articulate yourself and to communicate and help people understand you through the spoken word, which, as you know, is very difficult when you're typing into the chat. So we've got a great half-term activity which we're going to put in this newsletter, which will enable you to develop your oracy skills. And there's also a website called Voice 21 if you want to go and have a look at some other activities. So, a speaking task for your holiday work. And now to the community. We have a little message from Marissa Hayes at St Mary's Church, Ringmer. So, there's going to be a very bare tree placed in the porch of the church. And Marissa is asking that you come along with some decorations, not necessarily Christmas, but ribbons, bows, or anything that you'd want to put on this tree as a message of thank you to someone in the community. And if you don't have any decorations or ribbons of your own, you can just go along to the tree and there are some resources there by the tree. Marissa is hoping that the tree will eventually be absolutely beautifully decorated with thank yous to people in the community. Maybe you'd like to go and thank your teacher for all the work that they've been doing by putting a decoration on the tree. And then, of course, don't forget your parents, your grandparents, and all of those people caring for everybody in the community right now. And that's at St Mary's Church in Ringmer. So our safeguarding focus this week comes from Young Minds, a charity designed to help look after young people. There are 2 resources on our focus this week. There is a Supporting Parents Help Finder for parents, and When Emotions Explode, a resource to help and support you when you just lose it and you've got a young person who is struggling to contain their emotions. 2 really useful resources for you, especially during half term when not as many activities to do during the day. I wish you all a very relaxing, peaceful and safe half term, and of course when we know what will be happening next term, we will be in touch.